Greetings everyone, my name is Jonathan Bailey and I'm from the website Plagiarism Today, which can be found at plagiarismtoday.com. Hope everyone had a good July 4th, those of you who are in the United States and celebrating. We are back and I've got a bit of a decision today. It's kind of awkward. Over the course of the week, so gone a day and, so basically between Tuesday morning when I recorded the last video and right now, two major stories broke. The first was the European Parliament's rejection of ACTA, and the second is that Charles Carreon, aka the crazy attorney that was suing Matt Inman of the Oatmeal, Indiegogo, the American Cancer Society, National Wildlife Fund, and threatening a whole bunch of other people, he has dropped the suit against Inman and company. So I have two very good stories to talk about today, one that's very important and one that's very interesting. Let's talk about the interesting one. But real quick, I do want to talk about the ACTA one real fast. European Parliament did resoundingly reject ACTA. Widely expected move. Don't think anyone's terribly surprised by this. What's kind of interesting, it happened on July 4th. What that does mean is that now ACTA will be more of a Pacific-oriented treaty. It's already got signatories, and I think ratification will go away with like New Zealand, Japan, etc. So it's a Pacific-looking treaty, which the ACTA was supposed to be more of a global one. Will not be happening. It's already been ratified in the United States. The Obama administration ratified it as an executive order, basically saying that this does not require any changes to U.S. law. Therefore, he had the right to sign it and ratify it himself, basically. And there's actually something of a similar issue in the European Union still. Everyone's talking about this as ACTA being dead. That's not 100% true. It's like 99.9% true. But there is a case before the Europe's highest court to debate whether or not ACTA would require whether it's compatible with EU law or not. And if it is compatible with EU law, there's a possibility the European Commission may choose to ratify it unilaterally, saying it doesn't need Parliament, because it's a very similar thing here with Parliament and the EU, as I understand it. Once again, not an expert in EU politics, but Parliament there is to create laws, and if it doesn't require any changes in laws, the European Commission may be able to ratify it unilaterally. That's a long shot, though, because the European Commission, in the wake of the protests, has largely said it's not going to continue its efforts to ratify it. So most likely it is truly dead. But still, the European Commission has said it's going to wait for the court's ruling and then decide how to proceed with its trade partners. So I guess we'll see what happens. But on to Charles Carreon, that's what I really want to talk about, because, man, didn't see this one coming. Basically what happened is Tuesday evening, right before the 4th of July, he filed a petition with the court and voluntarily dismissed his lawsuit against the Oatmeal et al. And it just literally came out of the blue. He had literally just said the day before that he was going to drag this on for years. I mean, it's like battling with a schizophrenic almost, because he's saying one thing one day and then doing something else the next. It's incredible, this guy. But what really happened here is, well, to recap the entire story, remember Matt Inman is the creator of The Oatmeal, a very popular webcomic. He was upset that a site called Funny Junk kept rehosting, that users of the site at least, kept rehosting his images, oftentimes without attribution and always without permission. So he, after some back and forth, he took the issue to his site. They had a war of words. 10 months later, meaning early in June, Funny Junk hired Carreon to basically send a threatening letter demanding that Inman remove statements made during that war of words and then pay them $20,000 in damages for allegedly defamatory statement. Inman hit back, saying that he was not going to pay them $20,000. Instead, he was going to raise the $20,000 in a fundraiser and then donate that money and split it between the American Cancer Society and the National Wildlife Fund. And he was also going to take a picture of himself and the image with the money, and also send an image of, it was unclear, but I think it was implied it was Funny Junk's mother trying to seduce a bear. A very the humor's in line with the Oatmeal, but it was definitely not a flattering drawing at all. So well, Carreon took that personally and ended up whipping around and suing the Oatmeal. By the way, the fundraiser was a smashing success, raised over $220,000, 11 times the amount that was requested. But still, Inman hit back, suing I mean, not Inman, but Carreon himself personally now, not acting as Funny Junk's attorney, hit back, sued the Inman, sued Indiegogo, the site that was hosting the fundraiser, sued the American Cancer Society, and sued the National Wildlife Fund. But apparently what's happened is that Inman did manage to complete it, got the money out, and took the photo, did all the stuff he was supposed to do, and has apparently now donated the money, is the last word. And following that, Carreon decided to drop the suit. Saying that was all he wanted all along, was for the money to go to the right source. But that doesn't jive with what he was saying, just a few weeks ago. I mean, this guy is all over the map in terms of what he says he wants and what he says he's going to do, and then what he actually does. So it's pretty frustrating trying to follow this guy, but it's been incredibly entertaining to watch. However, the question now is whether or not Inman, who now has got help from the Electronic Frontier Foundation, is going to countersue for the damages or the legal costs that he incurred in battling Carreon's lawsuit. And I would say it's very likely, and I would say also they're going to countersue and get a preliminary injunction on the statements and other things too, because frankly, since Carreon withdrew the lawsuit without prejudice, he can refile at any time, and that kind of leaves a cloud hanging over the situation. And the EFF is well known for sort of a strike-first mentality. They haven't said they're going to do it yet, but it fits their pattern, in my experience. They're well known for that. So I would not be surprised if they filed suit and sought in both, some kind of declaratory judgment and also those attorney's fees, because they want to make sure this doesn't happen again. But at the same time, we also have an ongoing case against a parodyist of Charles Carreon, who bought the site charles-carreon.com, which, by the way, linked to Plagiarism Today recently and freaked me out very briefly. I forgot that the dash meant it was the parody site, and I'm going to go, ooh. But anyway, so that's ongoing. I guess we'll see if that actually leads to a lawsuit or if Carreon's going to drop that issue too. But according to Carreon, this is what I find amazing. He is claiming victory in this. He is saying that he won, that it is over, and that he emerged victorious from this. He's acting like, he's really gained this thing. I'm famous. I'm infamous. I'm the winner. No, you're not. Totally not. There is such a thing as bad press. I may come from an advertising PR background, but I do genuinely believe there is such a thing as bad press, and Carreon has gotten plenty of it. But I guess we'll see what happens. See what happens to his professional career and to his personal life too, I guess. I'm pretty sure for Carreon this is far from over. But yes, Carreon dropped the lawsuit. Matter is far from over, far from resolved in my opinion. Well, anyways, that's all the time I've got today. Already running over. Too much to talk about. We'll be covering this and more, though, later today on the Copyright 2.0 show. We're doing it on Thursday today, not Wednesday because of the holiday. So join us at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Central for a live recording at plagiarismtoday.com/podcast. And we will see you, and I will see you guys tomorrow with the usual Tech Friday update. See you there.